Well, we're just happy that these cases are over with. As promised, we were going to try them twice, get 2 convictions. Actually, we're going to try them as many times as necessary to get 2 convictions. And I've been asked why, because we never know if a case will be reversed on appeal, just like Mr. Halperin's case, 20-something years later. And this case will take a different trajectory on appeal. Instead of going from here to Austin to Washington, et cetera, this case goes across the street to the Court of Appeals and maybe to Austin. And so the appellate timeline is much more succinct and much more likely to result in it being affirmed. And so Mr. Chemirmir will die in the penitentiary. And that was my goal. I stated it. And I said we're going to do this twice to accomplish it. And here we are. So, and I'm... Yes.
What happens to the rest of Dallas County cases?
We'll probably dismiss those cases. Not probably. We will dismiss those cases because he needs to be released from here to go wherever.
Were these your 2 strongest cases, and that's why they were dismissed?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, we try our strongest cases, yes.
What do you think, Judge, was the difference in your strategy, perhaps, from the first trial to today? Like, what went right, and what did y'all change that you feel got you this within 30 minutes of the time?
I don't know. I'd like to say it was me, right? But, no, I don't know. I think that, I mean, I've seen this happen, that you try a case and you get a hung jury or not the right. I've done that myself, get a not guilty or hung jury, and you reflect back on what you did and could have done better. You know, I mean, you've written a story and it's been printed and you see it and like, I need to change that. So it's the same thing. We looked at, we evaluated it. I went over the transcript with them and made the decision to come down and help out. And, you know, I've been at this a lot longer than everybody else in the office, unfortunately. But so we were able to get 2 very rapid verdicts and guilty verdicts. So.
Why not go for the death penalty?
Well, I think that the Morning News has published and republished that, and I've explained it to the families. So it's just trial strategy. It's just trial strategy on our part. And the other thing, too, you know, because someone gets a death sentence doesn't mean they'll be executed, okay? I'll give you a perfect example. Darlie Routier, you don't know who she...
Yes, I do.
Okay. She's never had a death date set, and her case occurred in the mid-'90s. Okay, and then we have a most recent case of Mr. Halperin, where his case is being recommended for a new trial, and his case happened in the early 2000s. So don't assume that because we go through this and get a death sentence that the person will be executed. In fact, the heightened scrutiny from the courts and the interested individuals in these cases keep them alive. I mean, we had one case here that was tried either 3 or 4 times. The man was mentally retarded. He was never going to get a death sentence, and so we moved on. He's never getting out of the penitentiary. But his case got reversed every time. So there's just some cases that it's better from the facts and the evidence to go forward in that way. And this puts closure for these families. I don't have to worry about 5 years from now calling them up and saying Austin thinks that he needs a new trial. That's very unlikely. And so when you live my life and you have to make those phone calls and you have to deal with those families, and if it's a 20-year-old case and it's been done 3, 4, 5 times before, that is a very uncomfortable situation to be in. And so he, in effect, has a death sentence. He's going to die in the penitentiary. And that's what I wanted to make certain. That's why I said we try him as many times as necessary to get 2 convictions. So.
Collin County still has cases open, and I know your cases are somewhat, they're their cases, but the cases are somewhat intertwined with Bartell having been brought up in your case. Are you working with Collin County, and would you be involved if Collin County decides to move forward with its cases?
I don't know what they'll do, and I would only be involved if they asked us to do so. I mean, I can't inject myself into their office. I mean, that's kind of technical. They'd have to swear us in as assistant DAs in Collin County, but they have enough staff.
But I mean, have the 2 offices been cooperating throughout this?
I mean, really, yes. I mean, obviously, we put on some cases from Collin County, so we use the police officers, but as far as the DA's office, No, they have their own cases. They're set with whatever schedule. I think that they've been really waiting for us to finish up, and then they'll make whatever decisions they'll make.